What's going on, everybody, and welcome to a brand new Horror Haven LLC. I am your host, Horror Gamer.
And I'm Gabby.
And we have one hell of a fun episode for you today. Now, I know these past few episodes of Horror Haven LLC, we've been diving into like the dark, the nastiness, the gore stuff. But this week, we're going to take it a little easier on you. We have a little lighthearted episode planned for you guys today. But before we get into that, Gabs, let these beautiful people know where they can find Horror Haven LLC.
You can find us all over the place. We're on Slasher, our favorite horror social media, at Horror Haven LLC. Search for us on Instagram, Horror Haven LLC. On Twitter, at Horror LLC. Email us at horrorhavenllc@gmail.com. And of course, give our Patreon a look. We have several different tiers to choose from. There's something for everyone. You get direct access to both of us, no matter which tier you choose. But if you choose that VIP tier, you get your very own episode. You host, it's your subject. We're here to help you out.
100%. And Gabs, I'm a big fan of that patron site, because as you mentioned in previous episodes, we love birthdays around here.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get that VIP, you get that episode. That's your birthday gift from your boy Horror Gamer and your homegirl Gabby as a appreciation, and we give you your own episode. So what are you waiting for? I mean, it's amazing. Just think about it. Just put this in your mind frame real quick. You get to host an episode of Horror Haven LLC with your boy Horror Gamer and your homegirl Gabby Gore. And we're here to just help you right along through it.
Yeah, we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about.
I think that's a pretty epic. I mean, shit. If I wasn't the host, I would want to go ahead and do that.
I'd sign up for it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
no questions. But I almost forgot. We have a new patron.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Nick R. Welcome.
Nick, thank you for sharing the love, brother. Welcome
we adore you.
We love you, bro.
You're
Thank
our favorite.
Yes, sir. So, Gabs.
Yes.
As I said previously, we're keeping it lighthearted. Why don't you let this beautiful people know what we're talking about this week?
Horror comedies.
Horror comedies. Yes. Horror comedies and all their just amazing brilliantness.
I'm so excited for this.
Oh, me too. And I'll tell you what, your boy Horror Gamer tends to like some horror comedies. I've watched a few in my day, and I got a pretty decent top 5 list for you.
I think mine's pretty good too. I actually did some last minute. Just so everybody knows, Gabby comes prepared.
Oh, yes, she does.
I have typewritten, printed notes. Horror Gamer, not so much.
Listen, we are like the yin and the yang. We're like the peanut butter and jelly. Complete opposites, but we go so good together. She is the
I'm type A so bad.
Yes, she is the one who comes, like she said, prepared, all of her notes and everything. And your boy Horror Gamer, I just wing it. I go by memory.
You know what though? This week is this was a bad idea to do my notes because I did some last minute shuffling about 5 minutes before we started.
Cool. But you know what, Gabs? That speaks a lot about that subgenre, because when you think that you have the ultimate list, it's like, bam, something hits you.
It really did. Like I was
literally
walking and I was like, oh no, I forgot about this one. So I had to shuffle around because it is one of my all-time, all-time favorite movies, period. It's one of my favorites, not just horror comedy.
Well, here's the thing with your boy Horror Gamer. Literally the same thing happened to me as I was thinking of my top 5 list. I had some on top 5, but I had to move to honorable mentions because
you thought of other ones.
I thought of other ones, and I'm like, oh damn. I mean, it would make any sense to throw this one in an honorable mention when this one was, in my opinion, better than that one. And then just bam. And you know how that happened? I was looking at my collection.
Oh, you still haven't taken photos for everybody.
Oh, I need to, because I added a new movie to the collection last night, a brand new steelbook, which the video for that unboxing is on your boy Horror Gamer's YouTube channel. So go definitely check that out. That was an interesting one, to say the least.
I don't know what it was, but don't tell me. Let everybody find out on their own.
Yeah, go check it out at the Horror Gamer official YouTube channel and see what your boy Horror Gamer unboxed. I will say it was a steelbook, and I am actually surprised I was able to get said steelbook before it sold out, and it came out about a month ago. So I was shocked I was able to get one. But I'm jumping off topic here. I'm definitely jumping off topic. But yeah, I just wanted to say that the photo of the collection will be up soon. But yeah, I had to change my top 5 a little bit because I was just standing there staring at the collection, and I was like, oh shit, that one is definitely top 5. So, but
a question.
Yeah.
What is your oldest movie on your list?
The oldest?
Yeah.
Early 90s?
Okay.
I believe. Yeah, early 90s would... No. I'm sorry. Mid 80s would be my oldest.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I didn't go back too far. There's a lot of older ones that are really good.
Yeah.
But they're not my favorites. Humor changes so much through the years that I can appreciate something like Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me laugh.
No. Or like a movie like Frankenhooker. It was funny. It was a fun one, but like you said, I mean, come on now.
Somebody on Instagram called me Frankenhooker.
What?
Yeah. If you don't follow us on Instagram, you should. My husband, Jeff, likes to make memes for us.
Uh-huh.
And the meme that he made for this week was me in silly Frankenstein glasses with, listen to our episode on horror comedies. And somebody commented Frankenhooker.
Now, was he calling?
I don't know if he was saying that it was one of his favorite horror comedies or if...
I mean, whoever wrote that, you got to be a little more specific. You got to be like, oh, hey, my favorite is Frankenhooker. He just put Frankenhooker. That's it. No subtext.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was in my pajamas. I don't think I looked very Frankenhooker-ish, but
I mean, I did see the photo. I didn't see the comment. I mean, I didn't think it looked Franken. Maybe he thought because of the Frankenstein glasses that maybe Frankenhooker was going to be brought up.
Well, I mean, he got his wish. I've never seen Frankenhooker. I just know that Hooker's in the title, and damn.
I saw it once just because Hooker was in the title. I mean, just to be honest, it was all right.
See, and as a female, that's the reason that I didn't watch it.
Yeah. But so it was all right. I mean, was it funny? It had its parts. Was it like groundbreakingly funny, like our top 5 list? No, not so much. So, but you got your wish, Frankenhooker.
Frankenhooker, it's me, Gabby Frankenhooker.
Now, Gabs, let's spit a little knowledge to these listeners today. Okay, please. We're doing horror comedies, not spoof movies.
Correct.
Okay?
There is a big difference, and I personally don't care for a spoof.
No, I mean, all depending. There are certain spoof movies your boy Horror Gamer does enjoy, but I'm going to let y'all know the difference between a horror comedy and a spoof is a spoof takes a genre or takes a series of movies and just completely makes fun of it and just puts their own stupid twist on the tale just to make it dumb. Like, your scary movies 1 through 5 or, Stan Helsing or stuff like that. While a horror comedy is essentially still a horror movie, but it has those comedic undertones.
Yes.
And that's what we're attacking today. Spoofs can be for another episode down the road. I mean, Some are okay. Some are just plain out retarded. Just to be honest.
Whoa,
But
R word.
oh yeah, I know. Oh, R word. But sorry.
That's
But horror comedies is what we're attacking today. So, Gabs, since I started last week, I'm gonna let you attack this one. Let's hear your list and let's have a conversation with some of the ones that you have.
Anybody who has ever met me or spoken to me knows what my number one is.
Mm-hmm.
It is destined to be a classic. It is one of my favorite movies ever.
Mm-hmm.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Yeah, it was a good one. That's your number one.
That is my number one. I can't take the smile off of my face right now just thinking about that movie. If I ever need a laugh, that's the one that does it for me.
And it was a good one too. And the best part about that one, Gabs, is it never hit the theater.
I know.
It was one of the. It is. Again, we can go into a whole tangent about how certain movies deserve to have it, and certain movies that don't.
Us started. Yeah.
But we're not gonna get into that. But that was one of those hidden gems that it never saw the big scene. It never saw the Regal Cinemas or the AMC theaters. Yeah. But good pick. That was a good pick. Number one.
That is my number one.
I'm still shocked at that.
Did you expect me to say something else, or would you never have picked it for yours?
I would see. I like Tucker and Dale. I wouldn't pick it as my number one, but I could see you picking it as number one. I could see you picking it as number one.
Tucker and Dale. Well, it does hold. You know, I love a personal story with a horror movie. Tucker and Dale holds a really special place in my heart. My sister passed away 6 years ago, and you having lost your mom, grief makes you think you're never going to laugh again. You're never going to have fun again. And my very first belly laugh, real tears running down my face, can't breathe, gave myself the hiccups, my stomach hurts laugh, was when I saw Tucker and Dale for the first time.
Well, see, now that you attach that personal story, I can definitely see why that's number one. That's a good number one for you. Yeah, absolutely.
And it really was. I mean, I rewatched it like 2 days later, and it was still just as funny. I mean, I've seen this movie so many times, but it just makes me laugh so hard. If you've ever wanted to watch a movie where they take the cabin in the woods slasher, college kids getting destroyed in the woods, and turn it on its ear, it's Tucker and Dale.
Yeah. That's a good way to explain it. That one was, some of this just it was amazing. Yep. Every line in that movie is a quote. But spoilers, everybody, for every movie that we talk about. Yeah.
They see these college kids, and poor Dale, he's just so cute, but not. He's just so dorky, and he falls for this college girl, love at first sight. They're of course creeped out by the weird hillbillies, and when they're out fishing and all the college kids are like, let's go skinny dipping, and she goes to get in the water and she falls and hits her head, and the kids just stand there and scream, and Tucker and Dale pull her out of the water, and the kids are so freaked out, and Tucker yells, "Hey, college kids, we've got your friend." And the college kids are so scared. And they start running away, and Tucker goes, "Where in the hell are they going?" I mean...
all I'm gonna say is the wood chipper scene.
Yeah, when he throws himself. Oh my god! So they take the girl. They think that the college kids are gonna come and get the girl because they're innocent. They mean no harm, and the college kids are so stupid, and they think that like they're in a scary movie, and so they're like, we're gonna go rescue her, and things go awry, and oh my god, when the kid goes to attack Tucker and he throws himself in that wood chipper, and Tucker's wiping the blood out of his eyes, and are you okay? Oh
yeah.
God. And the kid tries to get Dale when he's digging the shitter hole, and the kid runs at him and he like impales himself.
Yeah.
And Dale's like, what the I mean, and the whole time these college kids are like, they're killing us, and Tucker's like, what the hell are these kids doing? Oh my god. And he says, and Tucker and Dale, they're freaking out, and Tucker goes, these kids are coming out here and killing themselves all over the woods. They have a suicide pact. And Dale, completely straight face. Oh my god, that makes so much sense. And it's like, no, it doesn't.
They think that they killed themselves, but it's like horrible accidents are just happening one after another to these kids, man.
How about when Tucker he's got the chainsaw and he cuts into the hive, and he's running with the chainsaw away from the bees. The college kid is running from him. They're running next to each other. Tucker's looking at the kid like, what are you doing? I'm watching that movie tonight.
Yo, see, and this is it. And I'm glad that like you're telling us this, because
oh my god,
a good horror comedy. Look, she's not even watching the movie; she's just remembering scenes, and she's having belly laughs right now. Like,
I mean,
it's
that
amazing.
Movie is so fucking, you guys, it's so funny. And if you love horror, I can't imagine you not loving this movie. You don't even have to be a comedy fan.
Mm-hmm.
You just, this movie, it's so funny. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god, my nose is running from that. Oh god, I don't even know if I'm going to get through this.
She broke herself. The very first one.
Broken, you guys.
She's broken. She got to 1, and that was it. I
got to
done.
1. You guys get 1. That's it. I'm sorry.
She's like 1 through 5, Tucker and Dale versus Evil. That's it. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Oh my god, seriously, you guys. Thank God we're not on video. My mascara is done. I mean, my god. Okay. I'm going to try not to lose it over this next one, but we talked about this last week. And I hope that Horror Gamer keeps his word and we do a whole episode on this movie, because this is another one that we could do. I could talk about this one for hours. What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, yeah. We're going to... Let's see. I still haven't watched it yet.
You didn't watch it this week?
I haven't had a chance to watch it this week, but I will watch it. Listen, I'm going to watch it. We're going to do our episode.
Rudy
I just got to get it. I have it. I own it, so I can just turn it on and watch it.
Oh, my God. I watched it again yesterday and this morning when I was getting ready for work both days.
Oh, my God. So obviously, she likes this movie, guys. I don't know if you took notice.
Oh, my God. It's so good. This one's a mockumentary. It's from New Zealand. Mm-hmm. And it follows this group of 4 vampires. They're flatmates. And it's a documentary crew following them and seeing what life is like modern day as a vampire. I think the youngest one is a couple 100 years old. Mm-hmm. And this is another one that every line is just like, oh my God. Every line is a one-liner. Yeah. And just things that they say, the things that they do. Oh my God. And then I can't even talk about this movie, because it's one of those movies that every time I'm like, yeah, and then this, but then you're like, oh, but wait, there was this.
Oh, so, one of them.
Yeah. And my notes literally say mockumentary following New Zealand vampires from various eras trying to live and function in modern society. There's a conflict with local werewolves. You have to watch it. I wrote that. You have to watch it, because I can't describe it. They bring in a new vampire, Nick, and Nick is a douche, and
he's a douche.
He just ruins their fucking lives. And,
oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, for top quotes, I can't. Oh God, One that I think this is going to make you laugh, Horror Gamer.
Uh-huh.
I actually wrote this down twice because I didn't realize I'd written it down once. They're talking about, why do they drink virgin blood?
Uh-huh.
One guy says, I think we drink virgin blood because it's cool. And then the other guy, who I believe is the oldest of them, spoiler alert, ends up dying. He's like thousands of years old. But this is like the second oldest one. He says about drinking virgin blood, I think of it like this. If you're going to eat a sandwich, you would just enjoy it more if someone hadn't fucked it.
That is fucking funny. Oh my Christ, I'm gonna have to watch this now. That sounded...
Oh my god. And then the Nick guy, Nick is an asshole, but Nick has a friend, Stu, and he brings Stu, and Stu doesn't become a vampire. He just is Nick's friend, so he meets everybody, and they like hanging out with Stu, and he teaches them how to use the internet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so there's like an argument, and the one guy, Vladislav, the one that said about fucking a sandwich, he yells at Viago, who is, oh, he's so sweet. Viago makes me laugh. He just makes me smile. His whole personality is adorable. He yells at Viago, leave me to my dark bidding on the internet. And Viago says, well, what are you bidding on? And he says, a table.
A table? What the fuck? I'm gonna have to check this movie out. Like, the more you talk about it, the more I'm intrigued, especially the whole sandwich fucking, because that's true. You would enjoy it.
You would not enjoy a sandwich that someone... I would be pissed.
Yeah, literally.
I would no longer want that sandwich, that's for sure.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good quote.
But there's so much, and the movie is not that long, but there's so much that happens in it. I think just because it's so like laugh a minute, that it feels so much longer than it is, but not in a bad way. Like, you just feel like this is a really long movie, but it's like, no, it just hits you like one after another. And the first time I watched it, I had to rewind it several times because I would be laughing and I would miss something, and my husband would start laughing and I'd be like, I didn't catch it. So I'd have to rewind it and go back, and then I would laugh, and it's absolute genius. Absolute freaking genius. And then the werewolves that are in it, werewolves and vampires don't get along. And they talk about the beast. And I will say this, I think this is really funny. As a woman, I think this is hilarious. They talk about how Vladislav used to be like great and powerful and feared, and everybody was afraid of him, and he was the biggest conqueror in the world, and he was just like the man, basically, right? Yeah. Until he met the beast, and the beast took all of his power away, and now he just feels like a weak shell of a man, and blah blah blah. And every year or every so many years, they have like this big party for vampires and zombies and all of the night creep people, you know. And they go to the party, and it turns out that the beast is a woman that he fell in love with. Oh boy. Yeah, and so they fight like exes. Oh god. Oh my god, it's so funny. Everything in that movie is so funny.
I'm intrigued. I'm gonna have to watch it this week.
Yeah. Now this next one you can talk about with me because I know you've seen this one. Number 3 is Scream.
Scream. That's a good choice. You know what? And I'm actually kind of glad that you said that, because not many people consider Scream a horror comedy. But if you think about it, Matthew Lillard's performance in that movie,
leave her alone.
Leave her alone. Yeah, his performance in that movie, that's what turns it on its head and makes it more like a horror comedy.
Yeah.
Now, for sure. I do have a question for you, Gabs. Now let's put our thinking caps on this one.
Okay.
The reason I'm glad you said that, because I was thinking Halloween 2018. Could that be considered a horror comedy?
It had its funny parts.
Because of that little boy, for one.
Yeah.
He was hilarious.
He was.
And the best friend.
I would say yes, because I consider the third Fear Street a horror comedy because of Martin. That was just one character who made it a really funny movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say.
Okay, good. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
But I will let you get back to Scream. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to throw that out there. But
oh, please. I listen back to our episodes. I interrupt you all the time. You are welcome to interrupt me anytime you want to.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. I'm obnoxious.
Nah, you're good.
Listen to it again. What is there to say about Scream? I'm assuming that every single person that's listening to us has watched this movie. Obviously, it's about Ghostface Killer. Sidney Prescott is being stalked. Her mom was murdered a year before. Cotton Weary's in jail. Then Drew Barrymore, what's her name? Casey and Steve get murdered in the very beginning. Which people always make such a big deal about that. Drew Barrymore was in it and she got killed in the beginning. Like, who fucking cares? She did a really good job. And the rest of the movie was fantastic. Neve Campbell, I don't really care for as an actress. I thought she was really good in this.
Yeah.
Obviously, Skeet Ulrich and Matthew Lillard as the killers. Best duo ever.
Yes.
Jamie
Kennedy.
What? Yeah,
They're ahead. Like us. They're like us.
I mean, I'm not murdering anybody for you.
Oh, I mean, I'm not saying that. I mean, we're murdering this podcast game.
Oh.
Oh.
There, and I like it.
See? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Go ahead. Back to it.
You're right. Oh, we are so funny.
We are. Well, yeah.
I mean,
hate to toot my own horn, but fucking toot. I mean, just saying. I'll leave you with that.
This is going to be the lowest rated episode ever.
That's all right.
Nobody's going to make it to the end. So I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. I mean, it's just everybody knows how funny it is. Jamie Kennedy's freak out in the middle of the video store.
Oh, yeah.
We're just trying to get the attention away from them, and he's like making those. Matthew Lillard is such a fantastic physical comedian.
Yes.
As far as like his expressions go, he has so many good expressions that make him funny, and the way that he delivers his lines when Billy gets pissed off and throws the phone, and he's like, and Matthew Lillard is dying.
Yeah, he's got fucked up.
And he's laying there, and he's like, "You hit me with the phone, dick!" And he's laying there. He's like, "My mom and dad are gonna be so mad at me." I mean,
that was funny.
He was just so much comic relief. It was so good, and even Jamie Kennedy. I mean, he was really funny in that, Randy. You know, Neve Campbell, she's never funny. Right. She's not funny in this movie. Courtney Cox actually delivered quite a few really good lines. Yeah. I think David Arquette, do you think he was supposed to be the comic relief in that movie? Because he really wasn't.
No, I think they teamed. See, if anybody with any, knowledge of like cinema in general knows that David Arquette can be very over the top. Yeah. I'm talking about like he can be insane at times, and I really felt like in this one he was they like tamed him. They didn't let him get over the top, and for that, he wasn't. No, I don't think he was meant to be comic relief at all, to be honest, because like you said, he wasn't funny at all. He didn't say one funny thing the whole movie.
No,
like,
and
I don't. Just there.
There was another part, like obviously the movie came out when I was a teenager, and the one scene I almost thought, like, are they trying to make him like a heartthrob?
I think so.
When Gale Weathers, Courtney Cox is saying, I tested really well in the 18 to 24, and he says, so I just turned 25, and she's like, well, I guess I just missed you. And he turns around and like takes his hat off, and he's like, I was 24 for a whole year. Shut up.
Yeah, like, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You're not a heartthrob. Yeah, stop trying to be Skeet Ulrich. You're not.
You know what? Matthew Lillard had my heart in that movie.
Really? I mean, and I say that like surprisingly because I know a lot of people who were just like slobbing all over Skeet Ulrich's knob. Oh, oh God, yeah. I'm just like, yeah, he's a dude. He's an okay
He's
looking guy.
handsome, but I don't get into that intense
Yeah.
James
Like,
Dean wannabe.
yeah, I was just getting
Yeah.
ready to say he had that James Dean feel to him. It's like, bro, come on.
You know who he reminded me of? Christian Slater in Heathers. That he was
Yeah.
trying to do Christian Slater in Heathers, and I didn't
Yeah.
care for it.
I'm just
Because
like,
Christian Slater in Heathers was trying to do Jack Nicholson.
mm-hmm.
And it was, I digress. Yeah, Matthew Lillard. I love me a goofy man.
Yeah, he is awesome. He's definitely awesome in that.
Oh, he's so handsome. Number 4. Speaking of Christian Slater, in Heathers is Heathers.
That was a good pick.
That's my oldest one, though.
Is it?
I didn't. That's as far back as I went to 88. I went to Heathers.
Mm-hmm.
Winona Ryder, Shannon Doherty. Stop. Christian Slater. How bad did that movie? Did you ever see it?
I saw Heathers one time, and shout out to my man Joe Bob. It was on the last drive-in when I saw it.
Oh, he watched Heathers on last drive-in?
Yeah.
Shut up! I didn't. know
I think it may have been last season.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I missed it. I somehow missed it. That's crazy. I've watched Heathers. This is another one that I've seen a million times.
Mm-hmm.
Winona, does that movie not make you want to learn how to play croquet?
No, croquet's
Really?
dumb. I'm sorry. I don't understand croquet. I mean, it was kind of cool in the movie, but it's just like, I would be literally sitting there with the literal thumb up my ass because I wouldn't know what to do. I'm like, oh.
That's because you don't drink.
Yeah, I don't drink.
I'd have a blast.
That game would force me to drink. I'm just saying.
Right, I'm setting up a croquet court.
See Horror Gamer, they're all messed up trying to play croquet.
Oh, I'd get it on video. I'd win $10,000 on Funny Home Videos. This one, Winona Ryder, her name's Veronica, but all of her girlfriends' names are Heather. They're the popular girls in school. Winona Ryder hates her life.
Mm-hmm.
And she meets Christian Slater. He's the new boy. He's so edgy and bad, and he's so cute. He's not. I never had a thing for Christian Slater though, until Mr. Robot. He's kind of a hot dad in Mr. Robot, but no, as a younger person, no. He didn't do a thing for me. But Winona Ryder gets with Christian Slater. He's a psycho, and he convinces her to kill Heather, the one in charge, the head Heather, Red Heather.
Mm-hmm.
They go to Heather's house. They have Heather drink Drano, or whatever the brand is in the movie. She drinks Drano, she dies. Everybody thinks she committed suicide. And then there's these jocks that are assholes, and the one tries to I think he tries to rape Winona Ryder in a cow pasture. And so she and Christian Slater take him and his best friend, and they stage it like he and his best friend, super jocks, were secret lovers. And they die. He shoots both. Well, I think Winona Ryder shoots one and he shoots one. And one of the best lines ever is from this movie. The funeral for the dead jocks, when the dad is giving the eulogy and he's crying and he says, "I love my dead gay son." It's just so outlandish and ridiculous, and the delivery, obviously I'm not as funny as an actor, but if you watch the movie, you know what I'm talking about. It's so freaking funny the way that the guy says it. And the kid wasn't gay. They just made it look that way. So the fact that the dad is just crying over his dead gay son, it's so funny. The way that Winona Ryder gets her comeuppance on Christian, because Christian Slater, you can tell that he's psycho, but then when she tries to kind of get away from him and he goes completely batshit, she gets him. And you know who else gets theirs too is Martha Dumptruck. She's the bullied kid. Martha Dumptruck is the one that everybody bullies. and she gets hers in the end too. And I just love that movie. It's a good revenge comedy. It's a good horror comedy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good psycho boyfriend story. Oh God, I love that one.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, my number 5. I had to bump one to put Heather's on. Heather's was the one that I thought of last minute.
Oh.
And so I have these last 2, and I haven't chosen which one is getting an honorable mention and which one's staying in top 5. I'll go with the older one.
Okay.
Just because it's older and I've seen it more.
Uh-huh.
You're next.
Okay. I've never seen it.
You've never seen You're Next? It's good. It's good. It's about these parents. They're celebrating their anniversary, so they invite their kids out to like their country manor. None of the kids get along. The one guy brings his girlfriend. They're all just the sibling bickering back and forth is hilarious. The shit that they say to each other, like shit that only siblings can say to each other. Like if you were friends, like if some of the things that they say to each other, if you said that to me, I'd be like, fuck you, fuck where you're from, fuck where you're going. You know what I mean? But there are things that you can say to your siblings that you can't say to anybody else.
Yeah.
And the shit that they say to each other, it's so funny. And they sit down to a big family dinner and everybody's there with their significant others, their spouses. And the killers in this are actually pretty creepy. They're all wearing animal masks.
Huh.
So there's like a lamb, a cat. Is there more than 2? I don't remember. The lamb and the cat are the ones that stick out to me the most. And they attack them with crossbows. They're like shooting arrows at people and they're like killing people.
Oh, fuck.
And they're all on the floor, like trying to like army crawl around. And then they start fighting with each other.
Oh my Christ.
And the shit that they say to each other, it's just so funny. And it turns out that the one brother's girlfriend is like, she's like the final girl, you know?
Okay, yeah.
And so she takes charge and she's badass. I hope that any of this is making sense to people who haven't seen it. I'm sorry, you guys, but if Horror Gamer hasn't seen these, I kind of really don't want to spoil them too much.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
Sorry.
If these don't make any sense, I do apologize. This one I will give you. No. The twist is too good. I'm not going to give it to you. But up until the end, after the twist, there's still so many gems that are said.
Oh.
And it's one that it freaks you the fuck out, but you are laughing through the whole thing. And I do love to laugh when I'm scared.
Yeah, I like that.
So, yeah. All right, that's my top 5. Do you want to do your top 5 first? And then I'll do we'll do honorable. Okay.
All right, yeah, let's do that. Okay, so I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to go from 5 to 1.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Okay, so number 5, I'm going to go with Tremors. Remember Tremors?
I remember that I never liked it, and I've only seen it like twice.
What?
I'm sorry.
I'm already batting 0 for 1 here with you.
I'm a bad horror. No, everybody else likes it.
Dude,
everybody
Tremors
loves that movie.
Kevin Bacon in that movie is so fucking funny. And like when they're sitting there trying to fucking name it.
That was funny.
They're sitting there trying to fucking name what this monster's gonna be called. Oh my god, it was just so much fun. And fucking Bert, dude. All I gotta say is Bert. That's it. If anybody knows what fucking Tremors is about, when I say the name Bert, you already know. Like, this dude's a fucking badass. I fucking love Bert. He is so funny in this movie. So basically, if you haven't seen Tremors is this movie about this giant underground like worm creature that's eating people in this small town of like what, 20 maybe 10, like some kind of just really small fucking town. And this is like the biggest thing that's really happened to this town, and now they're like trying to come up with a name for it. So I think they come up with like graboids or some shit like that. and it's the stupidest fucking name. And I remember, I think it's like part 3. I'm going off a little tangent here, but part 3 they actually name them ass blasters. It's the funniest fucking thing ever. But anyway, they name it graboids, and it's like they have these like little monster tongue things that come out and grab people. And Bert is like this military like aficionado. He's just crazy about it, and his war against the graboids is just second to none. So definitely number 5, I'm gonna go with fucking Tremors. Now, my number 4 pick, I am gonna go with a movie back in the early 90s called Freaked. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
No.
Okay. So this movie, I mean, it has Alex Winter from Bill and Ted. It has Keanu Reeves uncredited in this movie as well. Keanu Reeves plays in this movie, but he's not in the credits. It has Randy Quaid. It has Mr. T. It has
Mr. T?
Yes, and the funny part is Mr. T. So before I tell you who Mr. T plays, this movie is about this guy who owns this freak show. Okay. And Alex Winter plays this like super huge actor who gets a contract with this conglomerate, and they have like this nasty like ooze or chemical, whatever, that turns people into freaks, and that's how this guy gets his freaks for the freak show. William Sadler plays in it. He plays like the head of this corporation, and Mr. T plays the bearded lady in the freak show. So if a lot of you don't know who Mr. T is, back in the 80s, Mr. T was like the thing. He was like the vision of manlyhood. Big dude. He played Clubber Lang and Rocky. He was just this big, scary guy. And to see him dress up in a dress.
Oh my God, I bet that was hilarious.
Oh my God. And him doing makeup tutorials. It was so funny to see Mr. T in that situation. And then Keanu Reeves played Cortez, the dog boy. It was so hilarious. Like, you gotta watch this movie. It was weird. It was one of those 90s like acid trip kind of horror comedies where there was a lot of bright colors and flashing lights and stuff. But it was a damn funny movie. And you owe it to yourself to watch this movie if you haven't seen it. You can probably find it on
about
YouTube.
Mr. T.
Mm-hmm.
My 3-year-old
Mm-hmm.
is terrified of him.
Really?
He's on a commercial for something lately.
Uh-oh.
And every time he comes on the TV, my kid freaks out.
He's like the boogeyman's here. So,
I don't know if it's his voice. He does have, for those of you that don't know Mr. T, he has a very like rough, gravelly voice.
Yeah.
And he speaks very aggressively.
Yeah, he does.
And I don't know if that's what it is, but he, like, Mr. T starts talking and Corbin freaks out and just loses his mind.
Well, Mr. T is a scary man, but you should play Mr. T as the bearded lady for him and see if he still thinks he's scary.
Do you know what my husband plays for him all the time to make him not afraid of Mr. T?
What was that?
Do you remember in the 80s when he beat up his mom?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, he beat up his mom and he had to do community service.
Oh, wow.
So his community service was he made a song called Be Kind to Your Mama.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Look it up on YouTube. But Jeff plays that for Corbin and he's like, that's Mr. T. See, he's nice. He loves his mom.
Uh-huh. He does.
Yeah. Corbin's not having any of it.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's great. But yeah, definitely check this movie out because you'll laugh. Like, this movie's funny as hell. Okay. Now, number 3, I'm gonna go with Zombieland.
Oh, I did like that one, but I knew you were gonna include it.
I love Zombieland. Like that, I've had to have watched that movie 1,000 times with my one buddy. Like, that's our favorite movie together. Like, when we're together, that's our go-to. Zombieland is just all around a fun movie. You know, Woody Harrelson's on point in that movie.
Such a great actor.
Oh God, he's so good in that movie.
Everything he does is so good.
Dude, his like, and I love how they like set up like the the zombie apocalypse and the rules and all that other stuff.
Mhm.
So well done. Even Jesse Eisenberg, which I'm not a real big fan of. I think he's a little bitch. I'm
He's
sorry,
so
Jesse.
annoying. Everything about him.
Yeah, he's just you
Sorry,
just have
Jesse
that
Eisenberg.
face.
He'll never hear us anyway.
No, but I just, even if you do hear it, dude, you're a little bitch. I'm sorry. Like, you just have that face
He's
that
gonna
I want
show
to
up
punch.
at your house dressed like Mr. T. Like, who's the bitch now?
And I'm going to be like you still. I'm sorry. I just don't like you. But whatever. It's not here nor there. You know, it was just a well done movie. You know, Woody Harrelson, I feel like carried that cast.
He did. Emma Stone was good in it, though.
Emma Stone was really good. She was really good in that movie. I just feel like Woody Harrelson, man.
He was the star. I mean,
he was the star.
He took it and ran with it.
Yeah, and he did his thing in that movie. I definitely love Zombieland. But number 2, there's actually one that I like more than that. And I'm just going to throw this out there. My number 2 of all time, Army of Darkness. Bruce Campbell and Army of Darkness.
That movie was a riot.
Cinematic gold.
Good choice, Horror.
I love Army of Darkness. When he goes to get that fucking book and he has to say the words and he says the other two, glad over, after he's like, okay, I said them. And then he picks that fucking book up. That was fucking hilarious. I mean, dude, just everything about that movie. He had the one-liners. He had when the witch was in the castle with him, and she goes all witchy and shit. He's like, hey, she bitch, and then he starts fucking shooting her. Oh my god! And then when he gets hit in the back of the head and he gets dropped in that well. And he comes back out, and the woman's like, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. He's like, first you want to kill me, now you want to kiss me. Blow. I was like, oh my God. Dude, Bruce Campbell back in the early 90s was just, he was amazing. Ash Williams as a character in itself is just an amazing character all around.
Did you ever watch Ash vs. Evil Dead?
Oh, I loved Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Was it good? I never watched it.
Oh, you never watched it?
No.
Oh, Gabs, you have to watch it. It is the Evil Dead. Listen, it's Army of Darkness times like 1,000. It is so good.
You've noticed that Jeff never really joins us for movie night unless it ends up being just conversation night.
Yeah.
And it's because he's not he'll watch horror movies with me just because that's what I watch.
Yeah.
And I think he would rather watch that than Real Housewives because I also watch Real Housewives.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, anybody would rather watch it. I'm sorry, Gabs. Real Housewives? What?
Listen.
My ears are bleeding.
I don't judge anybody else.
I'm not judging. I'm not judging.
Nobody
out
there in podcast land better judge me.
Listen.
You ever want to talk? Listen, you can contact us directly and join our Patreon to talk about horror movies. Or if you want to talk about Real Housewives, I will talk about any franchise, anytime, any day. I love it. It's my thing. I love it. I love it. Especially, listen, Beverly Hills this year, out of control.
God.
Yeah, see, you're going to get me started.
No. We digress.
I won't. So,
we digress.
Jeff doesn't normally watch horror movies. His favorites are the Evil Dead trilogy.
But they're so good.
He loves Army of Darkness.
Army of Darkness is such a great movie. But the thing is, with the Evil Dead trilogy, it started off as they went straight horror with it.
And it was surprisingly really scary.
It was. The very first one, absolutely.
I went into it thinking it was going to be dumb. I was scared.
Yeah, and even the second one was kind of scary too, but you could tell in the second one they were starting to get a little lighthearted with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even though it was still scary, but they were starting to become more funny. They were starting to develop Ash more as like your every He-Man comedy guy. And then Army of Darkness was just fucking amazing.
He's funny. He's good in everything he does.
Yeah, he is. Bubba Hotep, he was good in that. Like, just Bruce Campbell was like king.
And I swear I'm not a 70-year-old man. Burn Notice.
I was just getting ready to say. I knew you were going to get ready to say Burn Notice. I was like, everybody says that. I've never seen it, but I heard that he was in it and he was really good at it.
I didn't really. Do you remember Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2?
Yes.
The guy from that.
Yep.
He's the main character on Burn Notice. Mm-hmm. I didn't like him in Blair Witch 2, and I didn't really like him on Burn Notice.
He's
an okay actor, but I mean, he's just like meh. And Burn Notice was not that great of a show. Mm-hmm. I'm a Psych girl.
Oh, okay.
But
I've seen that.
You didn't like Psych?
It was okay. I really didn't get into the USA Comedy Hour or whatever the crap they had back in the day.
The only reason I ever did was because Jeff did.
Oh,
and Horror Gamers met my husband. He is kind of a cranky old man.
I think he's all right. He's never been cranky with your boy Horror Game. He's always been really funny and cool. So.
He's a cranky old man trapped in a very young man's body. But he likes shows like that. And so I've watched Burn Notice a few times, and I think Jeff only watched Burn Notice for Bruce Campbell.
Oh, but yeah, I mean
he was the best part of that show. He's just funny, naturally funny. Like you can tell when you see interviews with him, he doesn't take himself seriously.
Nope.
You know, and he wants to have a good time. He seems like that's another one. Bruce Campbell, give us a call.
Yes, Bruce.
We'll drink beer with you.
We love you. Yes, I would definitely come out of retirement of drinking to have a beer with you, Bruce. There you go. Gabs will make you dinner, and I'll come out of beer drinking with you. Absolutely, 100%. But all right,
I have to know your number one. I think I know your number one.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll let you take the guess because you think you know my number one, and I'll tell you whether or not you're right or wrong.
Shaun of the Dead.
No.
What?
No.
That didn't even make your top 5?
It didn't make my top 5. This just was top 10.
I think I'm right, and you're rearranging your list in your head right now.
No. Shaun of the Dead would be number 6.
Really?
If it was top 10. My number 1. You ready?
I don't know.
I'm gonna drop a bomb on you right now.
1, 2, 3, go.
Beetlejuice. I know everybody loves Beetlejuice, but Beetlejuice is my number 1 comedy of all time. My number 1 horror comedy of all time because Michael Keaton as the character of Beetlejuice was second to none.
Why doesn't he get more credit?
Oh God, he was so good in that movie.
He's such a great actor.
Oh my God, my favorite part of that movie was when he got them to come into the model, okay, and he's all like touching up on Gina Davis, trying to look up her skirt with the fucking stick. He's like, "Oh yeah," and then he looks at Alec Baldwin. He's like, "Hey, hermano, we shop at the same store." Blah blah. You know what I mean? He's just trying to. He's really fucking trying to win these people over, okay? And then finally, when he's giving Alec Baldwin a hug, and he's sitting there touching Gina Davis, and the sound effects like wait, and then they leave, and then she's like home, and they leave, and he turns around to say something to him, and then they're not there, and he goes off on a tangent, and at the end he jumps up and kicks the fucking tree, and it falls over, and he looks up, and he's like, "Nice fucking model, honk honk." Listen, I am going to be 36 here in a few days, and every time I watched that from the time I was like, 4 or 5 when I seen it, till now, every time he goes, "Nice fucking model, honk honk," I laugh like hysterically, just guttural, just fucking, I lose my shit, laugh, and it's just, Beetlejuice is just an amazing movie all around. I'm a big Tim Burton guy. There's a couple movies that he made I really don't like, but Beetlejuice is just amazing.
That's the only Tim Burton movie that I like.
We've had this discussion. I'm shocked at that.
Yeah.
But you know what? Hey, everybody has their vices. I mean, I get it.
Hey, I just admitted to liking Real Housewives, so
yeah, exactly.
I'm in no position.
There you go. So yeah, but top 5 list. Now, Gabs, I am excited to hear your honorable mentions. How many do you got?
3 or 4. How many do you have?
I have about the same, 3 or 4. So I'll let you hit up your honorable mentions because I'm excited to see what you got.
All right. We'll do 4 since this is perfect because I had to bump one. I'll make it an honorable mention. Okay. First honorable mention. Ready or Not.
I've never seen it, but I've heard great things about it. And I love Samara Weaving. Oh.
I think everybody does.
Oh, she is like, oh my God. Samara Weaving, if you're hearing this, I love you. I'm just saying. I do love you very much.
Yeah, I was an OC girl.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm gonna say his character's name. I have to look him up because I don't want to be that person. Adam Brody. Yeah, I love him. Andy McDowell was in that too. Like, there's a lot of people. Yeah, she was like the matriarch. There's a lot of people in that movie that you go, oh yeah, that person. You know, that you know them, but you don't know where you know them from.
Yeah,
that movie is so funny, and it's very suspenseful. She marries the son of a board game empire, and because it's a board game empire, they on their wedding nights they they all have to play a game until sunup, and she chooses hide and seek, and turns out that they have to kill her if they don't, because the grandfather, great-grandfather, whoever started the board game empire, he made a deal with the devil.
Okay.
And they have to have a sacrifice, so the new bride is the sacrifice. And
gotcha.
So if they don't kill her by dawn, they all explode and die. That's what they all say. And it's kind of like a running joke that, yeah, what are we going to do? Explode? And spoiler, she beats them all. Turns out they picked the wrong fucking girl.
Yeah. Surprise. It's Samara Weaving.
And she not only kicks everybody's ass, she kicks everybody's ass in a wedding dress. Thank you. And I've worn a wedding dress. If you can kick ass in that, you win.
You're like the female Rambo.
I mean, seriously, you win all of the prizes. She beats everybody, and they do explode and die, which is, everything's funny. Like, there's so many funny parts in that movie. The dialogue is just hilarious. And then at the end, it kind of harkens back to like, oh my God, they really do explode. Ew. You know?
That's awesome. I definitely want to see that now. That sounds like a fun movie.
That's the one that I bumped.
Okay.
Yeah. My next one, This Is the End.
Oh, okay. Yes, that was a good one too. That's a good pick.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, celebrities reacting to Armageddon.
Oh my God. And it was like a cameo fest, wasn't it?
Oh my God. Everybody was in that movie.
Everybody, literally. It was so funny seeing the ones you didn't like there die. I was like, yeah, fuck off.
Yeah, that you're like, cool, jerk.
Yeah.
I love that they made Michael Cera like a coke-addled perv, and just, I thought that was hilarious. Craig Robinson, I loved from The Office.
Oh, he's great. Oh my gosh.
But he was so good in this.
Yeah.
Danny McBride, anything that he does is hilarious.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Obviously. Seth Rogen, he gets a lot of hate. I love him. I think he's always funny.
Oh, I do too. Seth Rogen seems like that dude that, like, he'll sit down with you and smoke a bowl with you, and you guys could just talk for hours.
Yeah.
He's that kind of persona. At least that's what I get from him. I mean, he might be a complete asshole in real life. I don't know. But that vibe that he pushes out literally in every movie he's in.
He's just cool.
He just seems cool, like a cool stoner guy. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it comes across as arrogance to a lot of people. I think that's why he gets so much hate. I don't see that.
I don't either. I just, like I say, he seems like a dude you just want to smoke a bowl with and just talk and
he's very nerdy handsome.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, whoops.
For me.
I was too quick to. I thought there was another part to that. you stopped at nerdy handsome, and I'm like, yeah. Wait. Oh, I thought you were gonna keep going. It just went abrupt stop.
Handsome in a nerdy way.
And I just called myself like, shit. Okay. Seth Rogen, you're nerdy handsome. This comes from Horror Gamer. I know.
He knows everything, Seth Rogen.
I know everything.
Everything.
Not really.
No.
I'm just quick to answer. I'm sorry.
Next up, Scare Package.
Yes. That was... Oh, I love Scare Package.
Oh my God, the melting monster guy.
Oh, yeah.
That whole thing. I mean, and that part, I feel like that was one of the shortest. That was only like, what, 5 minutes?
It was, yeah, it was only, yeah, like 5, maybe.
Hilarious.
Maybe 10 max. But yeah, it was so funny. When he tried to bite him.
Joe Bob's in that movie.
Yeah. Joe Bob is amazing in that movie, too.
He's so good in that movie.
A little bit of screen time. And believe it or not, there's another person in there, too, that if you're a professional wrestling fan, you'll know. Remember Goldust?
Who is it?
Goldust?
I have no idea.
You don't know who Goldust is? Oh, okay. So you must not be a wrestling fan, because anybody who knows wrestling knows Goldust. Dustin Runnels, killer at the end.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the big guy. He's a professional wrestler. Yeah, and his dad's Dusty Rhodes. Remember Dusty Rhodes? You ever hear of Dusty Rhodes?
No.
The American Dream?
No.
Okay. See, here's our vices. What is it? American Housewives or whatever?
I have Bravo and you have wrestling.
Yeah, and then here's WWF, WWE. It's like, yeah, two completely different things, but okay. I'm sorry, I'll digress. But yeah, I just want to throw out there, Dustin Reynolds plays the killer in the movie.
Can you hear me?
Like at the end. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. We don't have to edit this out, but just so everybody knows, I have no idea what you were just saying. You completely cut out. Sorry. Talking about wrestling, that's probably good because I wouldn't know.
Yeah, because she wouldn't know anyway. So.
I wouldn't be able to follow along. Scare Package, I'm not, you know what? I'm not a huge anthology. There's a few that I really love, and the ones that I really love, I really love.
Yeah.
The rest, I don't care about them at all.
Give or take, yeah.
But this is, I mean, the first one with the guy who's in the movie, but he knows that he's in the movie, but he's not the best. I mean, everything was so funny. But
his name was Michael Myers.
Yes. Yeah, and fun fact, I have a friend named Michael Myers.
So lucky.
Yeah.
I wish my name was Michael Myers. It's just a badass name in general.
It is. Yeah, but when I wrote my notes out, I wrote Scare Package and specified the melting guy. But actually, now that I think about every part of that movie, it was so funny, especially the guy in the video store when they're between vignettes and Oh my God. Yeah, I love that movie.
That's a good one.
And finally, one that I watched just this week. It's almost brand spanking new. Freaky.
I heard a lot of people talk about this one.
Oh my God. Vince Vaughn is a psycho killer who stabs a girl with a sacred dagger, and so they exchange bodies. And Vince Vaughn as a 16-year-old girl.
Oh, his cinematic gold.
In a grown-ass man's body. And Vince Vaughn, who is a giant.
Yeah.
And she's like this little tiny petite blonde. And trying to figure it out. Her best friends are a gay boy and a black girl. The funniest part of this movie is when Vince Vaughn finds them as the girl. She finds her friends. And she's like, you guys have to talk to me. Of course, they freak out and they run away. And they're running from the girl, Vince Vaughn as the girl. And the boy looks at the best friend and goes, you're black, I'm gay. We're toast. It's like, oh my God. I just love when they get into the, it's always the black character always dies first.
Mm-hmm.
The gay character always dies first. Like, actually, how many movies do they really have gay characters? That was another thing that I really liked about it. Is like, yeah. Oh, Spiral was about a gay couple. That was a really good movie. That was on Shudder.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, that was really good. But anyway, that was one of the really funny lines. But just the stuff that Vince Vaughn would say, because he is a 16-year-old girl at heart. There's a love story with him and a teenage boy.
Oh, God.
I mean, it's just that whole movie. I laughed from beginning to end. I thought that movie was really, really good.
What I loved about that movie, okay, this isn't a new concept, all right? It's been done before in the past. I mean, you've had The Hot Chick with Rob Schneider.
Mm-hmm.
You had, what was it, Freaky Friday. You had the remake of Freaky Friday with Jamie Lee Curtis. And what was her face?
Lindsay Lohan. I love
Lindsay
that
Lohan.
movie.
Yeah, okay. But now you took that concept and you turned it into a horror movie.
Yeah.
And it was done so well.
Good audience. Yeah.
Yeah. Unlike Fantasy Island, where you take that and you turn it into a horror movie and it's trash. You
hate that movie.
I fucking hate Fantasy Island.
You hate that movie.
I just think it was the stupidest fucking movie I've ever seen in my life. I am so mad I wasted an hour and a half watching that bitch.
I don't disagree. I thought, it was a bad movie.
Horrible.
Yeah.
So horrible. I think they really misused the characters in that, and I really think they misused the actors in that as well. Because they had some good actors and it's just trash. But that's another discussion for another time. But I just love the fact that they took that concept and they made it into a horror movie, and they did very well with it. And the actress who played the main villain, who, the serial killer, ended up being Vince Vaughn's characters.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at her and I'm like, why the fuck do I know her? Like, I know her from somewhere. I've seen her quite recently and I couldn't put my finger on it. Then it hit me. My favorite show, Supernatural.
Oh, yeah?
She was a regular in that for like 2 or 3 seasons.
No kidding.
Yeah, so she was in that for a while. And I'm like, why the fuck do I know this girl? Oh, shit. It was one of those deals. Like, oh, my God, But, yeah. Definitely, that's a definite awesome pick for an honorable mention, Gaps, because that was a fun movie.
Do you know who else is in Freaky?
Who?
Cameron.
From
Ferris
Halloween?
Bueller's best friend.
Oh.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Can I make a little confession?
You never saw it?
I never saw Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I mean, it's not that great. It's iconic. I mean, I feel like everybody should see it just to see it, but like for the people that are like over the moon about that movie, it's all right. But yeah, The Best Friend, just a little nugget. Are you there?
I'm here. Yep. The Best Friend from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah, I can't hear you. Sometimes.
How about now?
It keeps cutting out.
Oh, I don't know what's going on, but it's all good, guys. That's what happens when you go live, right?
Exactly.
So
now give me your honorable mentions.
For my first honorable mention, Gabs, I'm gonna have to go with Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. Okay. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie. The movie is so funny, and there's a particular scene that stands out to me. Okay. And the zombie apocalypse started, and the one neighbor they had, she's a real bitch. She's one of them real bitchy old ladies who's like a really bitchy cat lady.
I feel like I'm that neighbor.
Well, she zombifies out, okay?
Oh, and God, I'm going to be a zombie.
What she does, she goes to bite the kid in the ass. But she don't have teeth. So she's trying to bite in the ass and just bite off a piece of ass, and she's gumming him. And he's screaming to his friends, "Oh my God, she's gumming my ass."
I would like to see that.
It is so fucking funny. And then there's when they're jumping on the trampoline and he's falling out the window. When he does, you know how when you fall you reach for something?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he does. He reaches and he grabs a zombie's dick, and he's falling backwards, and it's stretching.
Oh God.
And the zombie's like up against the window, like ah. It is one of those movies that are just so fucking stupid. Like, it's one of the movies where it's so stupid it's good. So that's my first honorable mention is Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse.
I love movies like that.
Oh, so good. It's so stupid, raunchy, just midnight comedy kind of horror movie. The next honorable mention is the reason I asked when you said about Scream. I'm going to have to go with Halloween 2018. Now, we all know Michael Myers isn't really considered a comedy. Halloween isn't considered a comedy, but I felt like there was just too much comedic genius in that movie because of the fact that Danny McBride produced it. So, there was little lighthearted moments.
I love him. I love him in everything.
Yeah. So when that little boy was like, when he sees Michael Myers in the closet, and Michael Myers comes out, he's like, "Oh, fuck this." And he runs down the steps, and then the boyfriend's trying to go up to be the hero. He's like, "Dave, you're going to go up there and die."
The funniest lines in horror movies, I feel, are always said by the people that have the most common sense.
Oh my God, I know. He was just so funny when he was like, "Fuck this," and ran out the room. Oh, that was so funny. And when the drunk best friend was like talking to Michael Myers because he thought he was somebody else. He's like, "I don't know, man. I'm just trying to get with the girl. She's really cute." You know what I mean? This kid is fucking pouring his drunk ass heart out. And Michael Myers is in there like, "Dude, I'm going to murder the shit out of you in like 2 seconds." Like, you're not going to have to worry about it because you're about to die, bro, violently.
Yeah.
It was so good. And his death scene was probably one of the best death scenes in the movie, I think. It was really well done, and the music they played when that girl walked up on him and he's hanging there, one of the best cinematic scores in a movie I've heard in a long time. But that's another story. That's another story for another time. Now, because I had to boot it from my top 5, my third honorable mention has to go to Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead is so good.
It's such a good movie. It's one of the movies where you can turn your brain off and just have fun with it. It wasn't meant to take itself seriously, but it still had the horror undertone to it. But it was just so funny. Like, the ongoing joke throughout was the "you have red on you." Yeah, so funny. It was just, and then the fried gold, and then them going to the Winchester. It just, the whole movie was so good. And Nick Frost is Ed. He was just so great. Like, that movie was just all around just a funny fucking hour and a half good time. I loved it.
Do you know, we discussed earlier my unabashed love for Real Housewives. I refuse to feel embarrassed.
Listen, it's all you.
But the other non-horror thing that I love as much as I love Real Housewives, Downton Abbey.
Oh, yeah?
And Sean's mom is Isabel Crawley from Downton Abbey. Yeah. Huh. So that was the first thing that was probably the first movie after, that movie came out before Downton, I think. Mm-hmm. Either way, I was watching Downton before I watched Shaun of the Dead. And it was like, oh my God, that's Isabel Crawley.
That's crazy.
I've watched the entire Downton Abbey series so many times that some episodes I can actually recite the lines as the actors give them. Mm-hmm. If you need something non-horror that you can just fall into and fall in love with, everyone, it's Downton Abbey. I don't give a fuck.
Oh boy.
It's so good. Come at me. I'll fight it. I'll fight you for it. I mean, it's just such a good show. But that's one of those shows that the actors are the characters. Yeah. You know what I mean? So when you see them in something else, you're like, wait, what are they doing here? you know?
That's it. Yeah.
And that was like, Isabel Crawley is Sean's mom? That's crazy. Yeah.
That's funny.
But that was also a nonstop, I feel. Just hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you go. Yeah. All right. Now we're getting into my number one honorable mention. Are you ready for this?
Oh my God.
And it might be anticlimactic for some, but I'm just gonna go out there. I'm gonna have to go. It's actually two because it's a two movie. There's two movies in this.
Ooh.
I'm gonna have to go to the Gremlins. Have you ever seen the Gremlins?
Oh yeah, I mean everybody's seen Gremlins.
The Gremlins 2, the new batch. That little cross-eyed fucking coked out, like just on sugar gremlin, remember him?
Mm-hmm.
Where his eyes would spin and he was like, oh my God, he was so funny. And then when he transformed into like the main, like the older, like not older, but like the more demonic gremlin, he was still funny. And then remember the one with the big teeth?
Yes.
Oh my God. Everything about that movie was so great. And the second one, more to say, because the second one had a lot more to it, like the cameo with Hulk Hogan, you know, and just like that whole, they're in this big, like, what was it, television studio? And they were just causing so much ruckus. And then Gizmo, when he turned into like little furry Rambo at the end.
Oh my God, that was
the cutest, funniest thing I've ever seen.
I wasn't gonna say cute because we're horror people, but God,
listen,
so cute.
I can't help it. He was like, he came out, he made his own little bow and arrow with a freaking paper clip and rubber band. It was the cutest thing I've ever seen. But I'm gonna have to go with the Gremlins as another honorable mention.
Because, you know, what's funny about Gremlins is Gremlins came out when we were kids.
Yeah.
And so, of course, when I saw it for the first time, I was a child.
Oh.
And the Gremlins were so cute. It's still weird to me to this day. All of the other horror podcasts that I listen to, and like, I love reading like lists, horror lists and stuff, that it's not horror to me. It is not. No. I was in love with the Gremlins. I wanted a Gremlin when I was a kid.
Yeah, so did I.
I never realized that it was supposed to be scary. So I don't.
Yeah.
Does that make it like a really good? I mean, that's a really good movie. If you.
It is really, yeah.
You know, like, or does it make it a bad horror? I mean, like, it's one of those things. That is it a good movie but a bad horror, or is it such a good horror that? You know,
I think it's the first one. I think it's just such a bad horror movie, but it's a good movie. Okay, so I'll tell you what. Let me throw out one more honorable mention because that one was kind of weak and we can't really decide whether it's a horror movie or not, but I got one.
No, I think that you're right. I think everybody would agree that it's horror. It's just I can't see it as horror because I saw it as a child. But yeah, give me it anyway. I want to hear it.
I will give you one more. And this movie gets a lot of hate. A lot of people hate this movie. I tend to really enjoy it. And it is The Seed of Chucky.
Ugh, fuck. Ugh.
Oh, see? Uh-huh. Let me tell you something. The Seed of Chucky for me was fucking hilarious. Like that scene where they're trying to impregnate Jennifer Tilly and he's in the bathroom and he's looking at Fangoria. And then have you ever seen the uncut version where they actually show the process?
No.
Oh my God. Seeing a little doll whack it. It is so funny. And then the guy is he's in the bushes taking the pictures.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. It just shows how immature I am. I'm sorry.
I think a lot of people listen, here's my thing. And I think more people will agree with you about it than will agree with what I'm about to say.
Uh-oh.
I don't like when a movie starts out, like, okay, going back to what we were saying about Gremlins, I never realized that Gremlins was a horror film, so it's not horror to me. It is a comedy.
Mm-hmm.
But it annoys the piss out of me when you're a horror movie, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You're not fucking funny.
Okay.
The first 3 Child's Play movies,
great,
terrified me. I mean, like, I remember I went to a sleepover at my mom's best friend's house. Her daughter was 2 years older than me. It was her birthday sleepover. I was a preteen. I wanted to be cool like the older girls. And we watched, what was the one in the toy factory? Was that 2 or 3?
2.
Okay. We watched 2. And I was so scared that I cried.
Oh, wow.
And that doll is a motherfucker.
Oh, dude, Chucky.
He's so scary. But I was so scared that I cried, and I was so embarrassed because of that. And my mom and her best friend are still best friends. I mean, we consider them family. I consider my mom's best friend my aunt, and her daughter my cousin. I still don't go around my cousin and her friends because I'm still embarrassed about that. They probably forgot about it 5 minutes after I left, but I was so embarrassed. I cried. I was so scared. And then they start coming out with these like raunchy
comedy ones.
Give me a fucking break. Chucky is scary. When you make Chucky not scary, I haven't seen the remake of Child's Play because Chucky's not scary to me anymore.
Oh, well, the remake wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I'll never watch it. I probably will never, unless you want to watch it for the podcast, I would never watch Child's Play again. And I will never watch a new Child's Play coming out. You know, they're making a TV show.
I'm excited about that, to be honest with you.
I won't watch it. Fuck that.
Really?
Fuck Chucky. Fuck you, Chucky.
Wow, Chucky, you made her cry. Fuck you.
No, it's not because you made me cry. It's because you wanted to be fucking funny. You're not fucking funny, Chucky.
I think you're funny, Chucky. I'm sorry. I love you, bro.
Ugh. And then, you know who else did it that pissed me off? Nightmare on Elm Street.
I was just going to say, Freddy?
Freddy being funny. Freddy is one of the scariest figures in horror history. The fucker comes at you in your dreams with knives for fingers. I mean, are you kidding me? That's terrifying.
And now he's
like comedian. Dancing and shit? No. Robert Englund have more dick than that. Stop it.
Listen, I will say that Nightmare on Elm Street Part 6 was one of the worst movies I ever seen, and that's when they went full comedy with it. Like, they just, like, when they had him dress up like the Wicked Witch, you know, from fucking Wizard of Oz and shit like that. Like, I definitely feel you there.
I can't.
I definitely feel you there. But Gabs, I think this is a good topping off spot. I think we hit our top 5s, and we had some good ones. Some ones that I didn't even think that, you know, qualified, but do. Now that we sit and had the conversation, I think our honorable mentions were pretty good.
I mean, horror comedies, it's so hard because
it is.
Again, if you can scare me and make me laugh. You know what we didn't mention that we mentioned last week? Creep.
What was it?
Hello, Papa Doo.
Yeah, hello, Papa Doo. I'm gonna let her out.
Creep.
Yeah, you were saying something about that.
Yeah, it didn't make my honorable mentions. I wanted to keep my honorable mentions short, so it didn't make it. But that's another one. You can scare me and you can make me laugh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it gets you. So, yeah, I think we had some pretty good lists. Listeners, tell us what you think.
Yeah, let us know. I think we had a good episode. The dog scared the shit out of me. I do apologize if she made you if she made y'all jump like she made me jump.
The most shocking thing about this entire episode is that my dog is laying right next to me sleeping and did not freak out when your dog freaked out.
Listen, what happened was people started coming home, and when she hears, it doesn't matter, when she hears a mouse run across the floor, she goes crazy. She won't do nothing, but she'll go crazy. drives me insane. But I do apologize if that scared y'all like it scared me. Your boy Horror Gamer's heart's jumping out of his chest. but all right, guys. I really appreciate y'all coming by and listening to Horror Haven LLC this week. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. And as always, when you rate, give your boy Horror Gamer and your homegirl Gabby Gore that 5-star rating.
Please and thank you.
5-star.
Don't hold the Real Housewives against me, guys. I'm still pretty cool.
I'm pretty convinced, Gabs, if we get anything under 5, it's because of the Real Housewives. No, just kidding.
Oh God, I feel like they're just gonna start chanting, "You don't belong here."
No, but it was great. But nah, Gabs, I had a fun time. It's always a pleasure when we get together and we talk horror comedies, what it so be. So, but before we get out of here, Gabs, one more time, why don't you run it back to our beautiful horror horde out there? Let them know where they can get a hold of us at.
Well, you can find us on Slasher, Horror Haven LLC. Search for us on Instagram, Horror Haven LLC. On Twitter, @Horror LLC. Email us, but please not about Real Housewives.
Yeah, please no.
Unless you want to talk about it with me, that I would be more than happy to.
No.
horrorhavenllc@gmail.com. Find us on Patreon and join one of our tiers. Patreon.com/HorrorHavenLLC. And you guys, we're really piling up these ghost stories here. Get your real life ghost stories in, because if we can get enough, I'm thinking that maybe the month of October, every week could be real life horror stories read by your homeboy and your homegirl.
Hey, that sounds like a plan.
Doesn't roll off my tongue like it does off of yours. I'm not going to say that again.
Oh, come on. You did all right. You did all right.
Thanks a lot.
But here, let me help you out here. Like Gabby said, if you want to get your horror ghost story read by your homeboy Horror Gamer and your homegirl Gabby Gore, you got to get them in. And we will dedicate the month of October to that. So get them in, guys. We're looking forward to it. I can't be the only one with true ghost stories out there. I can't be. There's got to be more than just me.
I have one.
Oh, Gabby.
I do.
Well, if they want to hear it, they got to get it in. I'll tell you what. How about for October, like you said, we do it maybe the whole month. We just dedicate it, and then one ghost story for us a week. Well, I have more than you possibly do.
I have one.
Okay, well, then that one could be the big reveal ghost story. I have like 100. Like, I have so many like ghost stories, it's unreal. So, and they're all true.
Oh wait, I have 2.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, I'm gonna have to write them down. I probably have more than that, but
just gotta sit down and think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So, but all right, guys. With all that being said, you know, your boy Horror Gamer and your homegirl Gabby Gore, we love you guys to death.
Love you so much, everybody.
Yeah, we thank you for tuning in with us every week. And you know, big things are on the horizon, guys. Just look out for that. So, with all that being said, Horror Horde, this is your homeboy Horror Gamer
and Gabby
saying until next time, don't fear the darkness.
Embrace it.